Hello! Some winters are very, very cold. Today, we will talk about why. We will explain a big cold wave.
We all know winter is cold, but sometimes it gets really cold. Much colder than a normal winter day.
The temperature goes down. It is very cold, and it can be dangerous. So why does this happen? That is the big question we are here to explain.
We will learn about this in 5 easy parts. First, we will look at the big cold wave. Then, we see how cold it was. After that, we learn about something called the polar vortex. And last, we will see why the cold is dangerous.
Okay, first part, what happened and where did it happen? When did it happen? In January 2025, very cold air moved down from the north. It covered a big part of North America. It went over Canada, the United States, and a part of Mexico.
And it was not for a short time. The cold started on January 2nd. It stayed for most of the month. There was also a big snowstorm. The cold finally went away around January 27th.
So the cold was in many places. But how cold was it? Let's look at the numbers.
The temperatures were very low. In Saskatchewan, in Canada, it was minus 36 degrees Celsius. Wow! And the cold air went very far south. In Texas, a warm place, it was minus 11 degrees Celsius. That is very cold for Texas.
So, why was it so cold in so many places? The reason is something called the polar vortex. But what is the polar vortex?
The polar vortex is like a big circle of very cold air. It spins around the North Pole. Usually, strong winds keep this cold air at the top of the world. The winds are like a wall. Okay, so if the cold air is at the North Pole, why did it move south? Why did it leave the North Pole?
Well, sometimes the polar vortex gets weak. When it is strong, the cold air stays in the north. But when it gets weak, it starts to wobble, like a toy. Then the very cold air can escape, and it moves south to where we live.
This very cold weather is not just uncomfortable. It is also very dangerous. It creates big problems for people.
It causes many problems. There is a lot of snow and ice on the roads. Sometimes the power goes out, and water pipes in houses can break because they freeze.
All this damage costs a lot of money. For this cold wave, it costs more than $500 million.
And very sadly, people died. At least 24 people died because of the cold weather.
This makes us ask a big question for the future. Our world is getting warmer. Will this change our winters? It is something important to think about.